Good morning, fellow option traders. This is Jeff, and welcome to the daily scan for Wednesday, January 8th, 2013. Brought to you from central Ohio, where the temperature is a balmy 7 degrees, a full 15 degrees warmer than it was yesterday at this time. Jeez. Anyway, at least it's warming up, and I think the polar vortex has moved back up into upper Canada and possibly even all the way up to the North Pole, where Santa Claus has learned to live with it for years, and he can keep it. All right, today we have the ADP unemployment report, or employment report, however you want to look at it, with the labor participation rate in the lower 60s in this country. So if it drops down to below 50, they will have to rename it the ADP unemployment report. Of course, the government wants to employ everybody. Here in the United States, they want to extend unemployment benefits, and there's now a push to raise the minimum wage. So it looks like as though the few people that do make pretty good money are going to be supporting the rest of the country. Anyway, I guess that's the way it's supposed to be. I'm not sure. Big one is the FOMC minutes this afternoon. But again, like I mentioned, I think it's just going to be a goodbye Bernie, hello Janet type of touchy-feely good thing. He's not going to do anything really drastic at this point with Janet Yellen coming in. So I heard a while back that if you think that Ben Bernanke is a big proponent of QE, wait until Janet comes in, who is like a QE on steroids. So I guess we'll see how that works out. Okay, enough political commentary. No more talking head stuff, just the facts. In Asia, we're looking at a nice close, a nice bullish close over in Asia. And in Europe, a little bearish. Not a whole heck of a lot. And I think actually you'll pretty much find the same thing for our pre-market conditions too. And markets ready for tapering, insight from Fed minutes. Yeah, right. Okay, well I guess we'll see how that works out, won't we? All right, swinging right over to the futures here in the U.S., it's I would call this flat. I don't think we're really going anywhere here. Need to get rid of some of these columns here. I don't like strength meter means absolutely nothing. Bid ask means nothing to me. Last net change, and we do want to add percent change. So where did that go? Did they change that? Because usually I thought it always used to be at the top. All right, where are you? Huh. Did I miss it at the top? There it is right there at the very top. I think I missed it. Alright, so net change, percent change, and that's the way that we want it for this particular watch list. Okay, yeah, looking relatively flat. Gold's at 1225, just squandering its recent bullish move here, and oil is at 93.77, which is a fairly decent price, I guess you could say. Alright, so yesterday had a lot of fun. Can't make money if you're not in the market, so all of these that we were watching, with the exception of 3M, gave us what we were looking for. So let's just jump over here to in play. I'll close up the indices here. I'll take a look at BIDU on the charts. I added a 30-minute chart. I suppose I could change this over to the 78-minute to keep with our 1-to-5 ratio, but right now it's a 30-minute chart. I'm not going to mess around with it. Okay, so this is BIDU. We got in yesterday. We collected $2.20 on that particular one. And it's at the 180 level, which looked was the only thing that was giving us. We weren't getting anywhere near 50 deltas. We were looking at 40s and 58s and 60s. So my theory is that if you can't get a 50 delta, you're going to have to go a little bit higher, which puts you a little bit, makes you a little bit more in the money for your selection. So if we looked at it here, we're a little bit further in the money here. We kept our $5 spread. They added these in here last night. I don't know why they did that, but they did. I guess they figure that they can get more people to buy in. But I'm glad that didn't happen, because it might have confused me a little bit yesterday. But anyway, we were looking at here at 175, we're looking at a 27 delta. So 177.5, well, that may have been something if it was there at the time, but then I wouldn't be able to get my $5 spread. I'd have to live with a 250 spread and maybe $1.25 or $1 for my credit. But that's where that one is. And that's enough explanation for that, because I got something else I wanted to cover here. So we'll go back to the charts. We got in on FedEx yesterday as well, up here at the 140 level. We got into Google, and Google's doing very nicely. Had a nice move later on in the day. I didn't get in the morning on these. I record my time. This one was 1:30 in the afternoon, 1:35, 1:36 in the afternoon. So Google is here, and MasterCard, that was yesterday too, right? Yeah, MasterCard's doing pretty well. Got in a little bit earlier, got in the morning on that one. And SPX, that one I got in a little bit after 10 o'clock as well. So those they all gave us our nice double green hooks here, which is exactly what we were looking for in every one of these. The double green, green and green, Google. We have a green and a green second day. FedEx. We have to wait one more day for this MACD to pop green, and it did. And BIDU. We have a green and green on that. Alright, so you saw here that on FedEx that there's a stop limit order up here. So this is what I want to cover now. Alright, so what I have in here is on FedEx and MasterCard, both I have stop limits on. So what I have is I'm saying that my limit is 20 cents. So if it gets down to 20 cents, I want to close the trade. So 20 cents or better for a buy, it would be a limit. So I want to pay 20 cents or less. So that's what I'm looking for on that one. And I don't want it to go more than 90 cents before I close it. That's my stop. Alright, same thing on MasterCard. MasterCard, I collected, where are you, MasterCard? I collected $2.06 on that. So I said, alright, 50%. Plus a couple of pennies is $1. So my stop is at $1, or my limit is at $1, and my stop is at $3. And we're going to put one in here right now on one that we do not have an order in on. And that would be the Google trade. Okay? And it's pretty easy. We can just go back here and You can go to the Analyze tab because that actually shows us the positions to the risk profile. Alright, here we go. Okay, and here's how you put these in if you haven't done this before. You just click on one of your positions and then hold down the Shift key or the Control key and left click the other one, and then right click and say create closing order, and you want to buy the entire thing back. Alright, so then you go over here and you change your order to a stop limit. Okay, so on Google I collected $2.15 and I'm thinking that I would put in my limit at $1, so I just double click this and type 1 and hit the tab key, and then on my stop I wrote down $3.50, so I put 3.5 and hit the tab key, and that's it. And both of this order is based on the mark, so there has to actually be a trade. That's what the mark means. So right now I collected $2.20 and they're saying that mid natural is 2, so I'm up 20 cents on that. So all I have to do is press confirm and send, and it explains to me exactly what this order is. It says buy one vertical Google weekly JAN2 11:30 put with a $1 limit and a $3.50 stop based on the mark, and that's to close. So this is a day order, so I would not do this because I want to make this good till canceled. Forgot to do that. So now I hit confirm and send. And now this is in effect until I cancel it. So it's going to say that it's going to cost me $102. Well, I collected $2.15 on this, so I can go ahead and shoot that out there. And we now have a order pending on Google. Now it's going to on the charts, because I went to the charts here and I said I want to show orders, so I selected this. I don't usually like that, but I said let's show the orders, and now I can see this order hanging out here. So it's telling me as of right now, as of the calculations at this moment, Google needs to get to this price level. So we can just kind of zoom in on that, maybe get a better picture of it. So this would be right at, say, 11:48.31. So Google needs to move up $10. But here's the secret: if we go to the Analyze tab and look at the risk profile, it doesn't really have to go anywhere. As time moves on, if we take a look here and we play with time, and we move to tomorrow, which is Thursday, and then we move to Friday, see, it doesn't have to go anywhere. We're up $100. And then finally on Saturday, or close of Friday, we are all the way there, and that is the 11th. So that's what we're looking at here. Okay, so let's reset these and get back to reality of today. So as the day wears on, this, even if the price doesn't move, the white line is going to continue to move up, and that's the way it is on all of them. Alright, so that's how you put in a stop limit order on these if you want to take profits early and you don't really have time to watch the trade. But here's something else. Now you're saying, well, you know, it's moving up pretty good, so I want to tighten this up a little bit. So with Google, you could go in here and say, I'm going to cancel or replace the order, and then you can tweak these around and change them. You could change this, say, to 0.8 and maybe change this to 2 as time progresses or the price moves up. Oh, that's supposed to be 0.8. Must have missed that. So that's just as an example. Now, I don't want to put the 2 in there because I may just end up losing out on this thing, so I don't want to do that. So to buy this 100% loss here, just a little explanation. A 100% loss would be $5 here. So if I want to put my stop at 5 for a 100% loss, that's what I would do. When I put it in there for whatever I had it at 350. Well, remember, oops, why is it doing that? Remember, I collected $2.15, so I'm saying that I collected the $2. You know, I'll cough up $125 here for my stop. That's the max loss I'm willing to take on this. Well, it's actually 135, I think. So that's my max loss. So I collected $2.15, and I'm willing to take a $1.35 hit on this. So I need to give it a little bit of room to move. But on the chart, all it's going to tell you is where your limit is at from a proposed price perspective. If you wanted to look to see where you would be with losing 125, right now it would be down, or 135 would be down here around 1123. That's where the stock would have to move. But again, this line starts to get closer to the red line, and this white line starts to move up towards this corner here, pulls it up towards this corner on the winning side. So this thing is always moving around. You can't say it's a hard core price for the underlying as far as your stop limit is concerned. Just a little bit of an explanation there. All right, we're going to run through the A+ list and try to do this quickly. We'll go back to a single chart here and zoom out a little bit so we can get a decent picture. And we'll start with Apple. Running a little bit over today. All right, you're going to be that way. Picky. All right, Apple. We have there's no setup here because we don't have a solid red coming down. So there's no setup there. Let me go click on this over here, and then I can just use my down arrow. All right, AGG. Nothing. Amazon. Nothing. Boeing. Nothing. BIDU. We're in. Celgene. Nothing. Chipotle. Nothing. Costco. Nothing. CVX. Nothing. Igor. Any day now. Okay. Phew. We have look what happened at the end of the day, and I didn't go and look at these, but we're in a downtrend. Nothing. Sorry, I did it again. I just mentioned that yesterday. Got to look at the 50 first. FedEx we're in. Gold. GLD. Oh, look what we have here. Oh, we don't have a good setup here. I'd like to see this down a little bit further. This is at 33. I mean, if I'm going to break the rules, I'm not going to break them that big. So there's nothing there. Google, we're in. IWM. The Russell's not doing very good, and a lot of times that's a precursor of what's to come. Okay, we don't have a good setup here, so there's nothing there. LinkedIn, nothing. MasterCard we're in, 3M we're still waiting for. So that's going to stay on my today list. Marvel, Netflix. Whoa, nothing. What's wrong with Netflix? They go and say something dumb again. Priceline, nothing. Russell, we pretty much looked at that with IWM. Nothing. SPX we're in. Tesla, nothing. And Visa. That's 31. Now, at least get below 30. So I'm looking over here at this box. When I put my cursor here, it's telling me that that bar ends at 31.2948. So if I'm going to break the rules, it's got to be at least below 30 in the 20s. Alright, so that's it. Scan is done. Stop limit orders are in. We're in the market and we're hoping for a slightly bullish day on everything that we're in, and these are them right here. Go to the monitor tab. This is where we're at. BIDU, FedEx, Google, MasterCard, and SPX. That's it for today. Thank you very much for watching. Have a great day and happy trading.